Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Great to see everyone here. A little bit later this morning. Good to see you. I've got a leak at my house, under the house somewhere. Plumbing leak. The plumber had to come out this morning trying to find it. What a pain. What a pain. But anyway, there you go. The joys of owning real estate. One of them is that sometimes things need to be fixed and you just got to get it done. But I hope you're all well. I hope everyone has had a good weekend, wherever you are. Good to see a bunch of you guys jumping on this morning. A little bit late, but better late than never, they say. That is how the saying goes, I suppose. But anyone who's new, good morning. Jason Witten's my name. If you're dropping by to a Wealth Coffee Chat, welcome. Give us a shout out in the chat if you're new. And little intro. Been investing over 20 years myself across Australia and New Zealand, coaching property investors just like you maybe across Australia and New Zealand. And each morning get together with the crew, the team, and we have a bit of a yarn, a bit of a chat, a wealth coffee chat, matter of fact, about real estate investing. And today, there's a good one today. It'd be interesting to extrapolate this one out because I think there's some opportunities to understand this as we go forward. But good to see everyone jumping on the live stream this morning. There is a bit of rhetoric going around. The other day we had a bit of a chat, bit of a yarn about the supply issue in Australia, residential supply, construction issues in Australia for our property sector, our property market, and something else is weighing in right now, coming into play with us for increasing the shortage, which will extrapolate. Extrapolate. I don't know if those are the right words, but we'll see. Exacerbate, make worse the supply problem. Good morning, Di, Alison, Chris, Nicole, Brendan. Good to see you guys on. Thanks for joining. Great to see you active in the chat. And would anyone want to take a guess at something that is happening right now that is in another style of real estate, but it is going to cause some problems for residential real estate, the supply chain, the construction world? Anyone want to maybe put something in the chat? What do you think it might be? What is something residential developers rely on from another real estate class style that is, quite frankly, going to cause some supply problems, along with already some issues when it comes to construction and pricing in the real estate game? Also confidence from a developer, et cetera, et cetera. What else is going on? Let me jump in and show you. But put it in the chat if you think you know what it is when it comes to where we're at. Because right now, council, Brendan, that's a good guess. Yes, councils are slow at the moment. Materials from big development. Thanks, Nigel. Andrew, building material. Yeah, those ones are here. They're certainly causing some issues. But team, let me tell you something. Industrial land, commercial and industrial land, yeah, they need us, that's for sure, Alison, that's for sure. Commercial and industrial land, folks, is having an absolute cracking time of it. Absolute cracking time of it. And tell me, just go with a little bit of a story at the moment. So, industrial land, 60% increase in value in industrial land in Melbourne in 1 year. 60%, folks. That's insane. That's huge, right? We have vacancy rates, the lowest vacancy rates in history. Lowest vacancy rates in history in industrial real estate. Industrial real estate, okay? Industrial real estate. So, what does that mean? Why does that matter to us? Why does that matter to our supply chain when it comes to residential investing? Tell me, what do you guys think? If it's easy enough to put it in the chat, get involved, get active here. What do you guys think? Why would this matter to us? Industrial land being expensive and vacancy rates being so low when it comes to the game of real estate investing, residential real estate investing, matter of fact. Hey, good morning, Sean. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for dropping by. Great to have you here. Why does that matter to us? Well, let me tell you why. Because, folks, let me ask you this question. Where do you guys think, by and large, infill and also urban sprawl real estate comes from? Okay? A lot of real estate comes from industrial and commercial real estate not being either appropriate or worth having in a certain location anymore, and that real estate being worth more as a development site than it is as a commercial, an old shed that you can, put some trucks in, or an office or something like that. So what's happening right now, folks, is some of this land, industrial land, some commercial bits of real estate, are receiving some significant 60% increases in value. And that, ladies and gents, folks, is now going to make the acquisition, the acquiring of new development sites, infill around the city's edge, just so much more expensive when it comes to the world of supply and our developers getting some land to move forward with in the world of real estate. Oh, just plug my iPad in so it doesn't go flat. So rents are up, record highs. Industrial land, commercial land being expensive, going up in prices. And what does that do? Well, there's two things. If the underlying cost of the land, so number one, the land cost increases, and let's say it increases 60%, right? That's a terrible 60% anyway. If that land price increases 60%, and now the building cost, the build has now increased, call it 25%, what is going to happen? Ladies and gents, what's going to happen to the prices of real estate into the future? What's going to happen? What is happening right now in development land, quite literally, something that a developer could deliver for $600,000 12 months ago is now $700,000 like that, folks. It's skyrocketing. Absolutely, Alison. Now, what's the upside of that for all of us as investors? And I know many of you guys have been with Positive for a while. If you've got your foot on an off-the-plan deal, well, that's going to be good news. That's going to be great news, because into the future, these prices are going to flow through into the ultimate settlement value and resale value of real estate. And also, that is going to leave quite a good gap for second-hand property to increase further in value as well. So, these calls of, property prices dropping, going down, etc., I would tend to disagree. Unless there's something drastic, folks, go on with the cost of money. We've got some momentum in our favor coming our way, and I think we're going to continue to see it keep moving forward. So, however, let's not get distracted on my chat and topic today. How does it work when it comes to this industrial, commercial land and zoning and infill and stuff like that? So I've got something I want to share with you guys today. And let me have a quick look at this if we can change over here. So what we have right here, if you can see, is we've got the Brisbane City Council City Plan 2014. And now the overlay of this is, if you can see, where's the city, the main city, somewhere in here? It's in there somewhere. Hopefully you can see the mouse. Maybe you can't. But so it's literally right in the center here. If we zoom in, there's the city right there in the right in that little point there, right? Now, as a developer, if you're looking at infill sites, if you look at things that you might need to, you might want to develop. If you see down the corner down here of the edge on the left-hand side of the screen, there's lots of commercial, industrial real estate. Okay, commercial, industrial real estate, and the same thing goes for the edges of the city, which is further out. We'll have a look at that in a second. This is interesting, actually. 1946 and 2017. Let's have a look at 1946. That's interesting. And then look at this. Boom. Wow. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. All right, so let's have a look at this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the development plan, the zoning plan, over the top of the city. So, voila, it looks a bit on the ugly side, that's for sure. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to have a thing called a legend pop up. Now, I thought I could have drawn on the screen today, but I didn't. I can't. But on the right-hand side, if you look at this thing, and you look over here where it comes to the legend on the right, if you go down, when you have a look at these, there's about 50,000 pinks here. But, come and have a look at the dark, is that maroon or red? Or I don't know what color that is. High density residential up to 8 stories. High density residential 2 up to 15 stories. Those two darker red maroon colors. Tell me, what do you guys think that color is? Yeah. What do you I don't know. I don't know what color it is. It seems like a dark red to me, but my wife would probably tell me it's some chartreuse or something, some interesting color. Anyway, tell me what you think that color is. Merlot, Brendan, so sophisticated. Anyway, it's maroon like Queensland. There you go, Merlot. I love it. Anyway, so ruby red, says Sean. Yeah, there you go. So if you have a look at this, and have a look at these sort of locations and places, by and large, this is not absolute, folks, but, those ruby red Merlot colours, maroon colours, is where commercial, industrial real estate is. So for the developers in Brisbane, for them to buy a site right there and infill and develop, 12 months ago, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, it was worth X, call it $5 million, and now it's worth $8 million, and maybe even more. So the price of that real estate is now it's just not cutting the mustard, folks. It's just not cutting the mustard, is it? And that, unfortunately, for all of us, is causing some issues. Well, not yet, but it will into the future. Now, if we zoom out, it's a little bit more difficult here to get the gist of this stuff. But, as we sort of go out into the ether, if we go further away from the city, zoom back out. Now, this is Brisbane City, so when we get too far away, it changes over, folks. But when we look on the edge of the city, there's some other zoning out here, and if you have a look at where's the one I'm trying to look for, I think it's down here, mixed use, orange, special industry, general industry, a light mauve, color. I don't know, is that the right color as well? So, depending on where we are, these sort of infill locations for developers are now going to be harder to get hold of when it comes to the real estate. And you can see lots of that kind of Movie stuff sort of down here along the Ipswich motorway and things like that. So now my point, ladies and gents, my point is when you look at those maps, very difficult for the developers to provide within Brisbane. And the same happens for Melbourne. The same is happening for Melbourne and other cities right now, ladies and gents. These infill development sites have now been exacerbated. Already places like Sydney, I mean, you're not getting that stuff. I mean, that stuff is bolted within 20K of the CBD or even further. You know, for all of us, we're not buying, you know, $1.1 million studio apartments for investment. I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense. No matter which way you slice or dice the thing. But, you know, Melbourne and Brisbane per se still have, you know, some of the best infill opportunities when it comes to the world of investing. And right now, ladies and gents, not only have we got some issues with construction prices, now we've got skyrocketing industrial infill land for the developers. I can tell you right now, in 6, 12, 18 months' time, those prices, that capacity to develop those sites might be a little bit touch and go. And if it is being developed, then it's setting record new prices. Those prices coming through are going to be significantly higher than they are today. So at the end of the day, if you haven't got your piece of real estate close to the city and somewhere like Brisbane or Melbourne, folks, don't miss this opportunity. There is numerous, numerous reasons why the property prices are still momenting forward. And this is just one. Not only that, I was just chatting to Sam the other day. There is now the record gap between house prices and apartment prices in both Melbourne and Brisbane. Record gap. So, record shortages in supply, record gap between house price and apartment price, you know, low interest rates. You know, like it's all pointing in a very strong direction, folks. So for me, the idea when you're purchasing your real estate, buy well, never sell. You guys know this. You guys know this. And this thing is a marathon, not a sprint. So my point today is there are other things going on. Let's check it out one more time. Like this. Land increases in industrial, lowest vacancy rates on record. These things are going to continue to put pressure on residential real estate indirectly and really keep our values in a good place and also maybe provide a little bit more pressure as we move into 2022 and 2023. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, Brisbane people aren't used to the Sydney or Melbourne pricing, are they? They are absolutely in for a shock, Alison. Yeah, I think, folks, right now I was chatting with the team the other day. The psychology, the $1 million house psychology of in pricing, there's certain psychological numbers that kind of hold things back for a while. You know, in the share market, in real estate, whatever. Right now, ladies and gents, the $1 million house price psychology is completely 100% accepted, mainstream in Australia right now, and it's busted through in the major cities. $1 million for a house is not being no one's batting an eyelid at it. Okay, it's here to stay. It's not going backwards. There you go. Yes, Hardik. Hey, good morning, mate. Absolutely. Time for rent increases. Well, I've been saying this one for 6 months. Ladies and gents, rent increases are on the way, if not here already. I was chatting with one of my team the other day. He rents down in Palm Beach, here on the Gold Coast. His rent went from $500 to $720. $720, folks. Up $220. Boom. Yeah. You watch this space, folks. Watch this space. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on now. The point is today is that that commercial industrial real estate is also going to add problems because it's now valuable more than it's been in a long while, and infill sites are going to be rare and difficult to make work pricing-wise, and if they do work, they're going to be well priced, well north of where the prices were 12 months ago. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that was a good one. Perth's on its way, Hardick. Perth's on its way. It's one of those off-cycle cities right now. It'll get its turn. Every city has a turn at one point or another. If you haven't got your East Coast action, though, I wouldn't be looking to Perth at this point in time. If you haven't got yourself firmly established in Brisbane, Canberra, and or Melbourne, Perth might be your fourth market to look at, all right, as we go. All right, folks, that's it. Wealth Coffee Chat done tonight. Remember that mentoring is on tonight, our last mentoring for the year. We are going to have, Sam is going to do some crystal ball gazing for 2022. And nice, Hardick. And we are going to have our awards for our investors for the year. So don't miss it, folks. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you're there. Let everyone know. It's the ARIA Awards of property investing. No, it's not, but it's going to be fun. Anyway, I'm just dribbling on now. I got to go. You guys are awesome. Great to hang out. Thanks for joining us. Hardick, Ingrid, Alison, Sean, Brendan, Di, Nigel, Andrew, Nicole, Chris, whoever I missed. Thanks for joining. You guys are awesome. See you tonight at mentoring, and if not, tomorrow around about 8:05 for another Wealth Coffee Chat. Bye, folks. Yeah, had to get a haircut. Hardick, I was looking a bit woolly. That's it. Adios. Bye-bye. Cheers, Chris.